Hello ladies and gentlemen, and I forgot to put the music off. No music. Go away music. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another StarCraft cast by myself, Marsh. This is an older replay, which means that you're going to get the old interface, or the standard interface, I suppose. It also means that I have to redo my settings at the beginning, which is why you got the music. My apologies. I did manage to put the sound down. I did manage to put the hit point bars back up, but I forgot about the music. So there you go. Anyway, on this side we have a dude called Forge. Forge is not a Protoss, which surprises me. Going for a barracks first. On this side we have PerseVerAnce. PerseVerAnce also going for a barracks first. No, yep. Sorry, scratch that. PerseVerAnce went for gas first, then a barracks, whereas Forge is going for barracks and then Forge. Neither of them, what I meant to say, is going for a expansion play, or an early expansion play, or whatever the correct term is for that. This is a replay sent in by some of the members of the subreddit Castit. If you want to get your games cast, submit it there. You can email it to me directly if you prefer at maarschgaming@gmail.com. That is one word, maarschgaming, because if I put in a dot or a dash or a comma, people get very confused. However, if you put it on Castit, other people may be able to cast it as well, not just myself, and you can have several different opinions as to your game and different perspectives of your game. So we have PerseVerAnce going for a factory, whereas a Forge does in fact put down a command center. Does it on the low ground, as a matter of fact. So he's not afraid of any Reaper play, which is in fact coming out. There we go, and that should see the end of this pesky scouting thingy. Maybe, possibly.
Are under attack.
Whereas PerseVerAnce also knows pretty much what his opponent is doing. Doesn't manage to delay the building of this command center by some SCV harassment, so well done for that. And will probably keep it there long enough for the Reaper to show up. Although the two Marines are going to come down, so that will be close whether or not he can actually kill anything and delay action. Ooh, that is a very nice I forgot the name of this thing. What is it? KD8. KD8 charge. Very nice KD8 charge. Waiting for a second Reaper to come in again and maybe regain a little bit of hit points as he can. One shot. Oh, very nice. Just shoot him with your pistols. No, don't. Oh, don't fly in there. You don't want to do that. And he does kill the SCV building the command center. Very nice work. So we have a command center being built. Wait, what? I'm building a command center. I'm clicking on the command center and it went that way. With the extra Hellion coming in, denying once again an SCV, and this is why putting your command center on the low ground is such a big problem. If you do in fact get harassed, you will be delayed endlessly. Oh, and there's more Reapers coming on this way, and and Hellion. And with just two Marines fighting this, no, and a Cyclone that should take care of the highlight quite nicely, and Forge finally does stop this aggression. This wave of it, at least. We see PerseVerAnce building his Banshee, with which will have Cloak by the time he gets to his opponent's base for round number 2. Command center being built as well. Now let's see how many. PerseVerAnce does actually have more SCVs. Killed 5 of them of his opponent, so that does help. His opponent does now have 2 sets of mules at his disposal, as well as being able to build 2 SCVs at the same time. So Forge should be able to catch up in that, and fully cognizant that people who start off with Reapers and Hellions do then follow up with Reapers, Banshees, or at least suspecting as much. Just to be perfectly honest, I do the same thing. If people start aggressive, they are most likely going to stay aggressive. So if you don't want to die after the first wave, if you're against Terran, you should expect Banshees. If you're against Protoss, you should expect DTs or whatever. No, you can't actually see through those. That breaks your concentration. And there goes the Reaper. The turret is in place, so he can't actually see his opponent, but can't shoot quite as far.
Additional supply depots
May choose to do a scan, doesn't have a scan, does not have a scan, so PerseVerAnce is free to wail on this clap and may be able to take out Stim. Nope, does take out the SCV, repairing it though. But with the Cyclone in play, he should be able to either kill his opponent or at least scare him off. Nope, kill him indeed. And that Stim will finish. PerseVerAnce hasn't even started his Stim yet. So that gives his opponent just a little bit of a tech advantage, at least in that field. His opponent has yet to build any air units though, so it sort of evens out depending on which way they decide to go in the rest of the game. We've got another Reaper coming in over on this side equally. Oh, now you just want to be able to get out of the detection range of the missile turret, and he does. And Echo or Forge at least doesn't have any additional scans available to kill this off. Managed to get into place to kill yet another SCV and gets the Cyclone. That's quite the pickup for him. That should be able. That should mean he can. That should mean you want to get the fuck out of there. Nope, too late. That should mean that if he wants to build additional ones, he can come in on this side again and do just a little bit more damage. 13 SCVs killed so far, and we have 42 SCVs versus 34 of his harassed opponent. So despite taking the economic opening, Forge is not in fact ahead in economy. Is however moving out with quite a few. Where was that scan? That was actually trying to take out that Stim again. No, that's not Stim anymore, that's Combat Shield. And on this side, he doesn't really have much to deal with this push. He does have 2 tanks, but they're not anywhere in position to deal with this. Gets 1 or 2 free shots off, but then loses this tank. The one on the low ground, one of the ones on the low ground, not in range, and he's going to lose that command center just like that. Does have another command center in place on the third, but can't get his SCVs out there unless he were to, pick them up. Oh, and some Tinkervac macro saves the tanks of PerseVerAnce as Forge moves by and also forces this command center to the left. And the evacuation of the SCVs. Does he get a few shots off? Yes, but he does not kill it. And PerseVerAnce still can't stim, so he can't take out these tanks. May decide to do it again. Has 3 Marines still there, and does clean this up. So where are we up now? Well, still ahead in the SCVs killed, but losing a command center. Not so good. Not so good indeed. Forge putting it on his third as well, so that means PerseVerAnce has to rebuild that second command center, and his opponent is, well, good to just sit pretty. In the meantime, has anyone started any upgrades? Yes, we have. We have a level 1 attack for Forge and a level 1 armor coming in as well. Has he built an armory? He has not built an armory. No, he is not. So we can't get that second attack. Oh, there we go. Can't get that second attack speed yet. Maybe you want to put a supply depot there to make sure his opponent doesn't break down his rocks and just rushes in and kill this. And we've kind of moved to a slower part of the game with the initial aggressions of PerseVerAnce and the follow-up aggression of both Forge and PerseVerAnce, to be honest, who sent in another, I want to call it a Reaper again. Ah, bloody hell. A Banshee. It's not a difficult word. A Banshee. I sent in another Banshee that way. Didn't kill off the attack lap here again though. There was aggression going both sides. Echo's Forge moves in his marine to take care of this, to take charge of this Zelnaga tower. Doesn't move in far enough though, so it doesn't see PerseVerAnce army moving up. Perhaps having his marine gunned down does give him enough information to, you don't want to park that there, right on top of your opponent. I guess PerseVerAnce knows a lot more about TVT than I do, as that is indeed a very nice move. Forge's liberation zones may be able to give him just a little bit more time, as all of PerseVerAnce marines went down there, and with a liberation zone on his tanks, PerseVerAnce is forced to move back into a different position, and 3 tanks on one side and 2 on another. Oh, yeah. PerseVerAnce does have quite a nice position. Forge's marines can't move in to kill these tanks. And PerseVerAnce is in rage of this command center. Forge maybe deciding to move in there. Yes, he does, as he pulls his SSVs and repositions his tanks into range, and a lot of stuff is going down here underneath these medevacs. I can't tell it, but PerseVerAnce is his army, except for these Vikings and the medevacs, are indeed cleared up. How many? Ooh, that's not pretty. That's not pretty. Yep. PerseVerAnce quite a bit ahead in worker supply and in army supply. The only thing that Forge has going for him is no, not even that. Wait. Got two attack upgrades to his opponents first, but he was researching combat shell at some point, and that Banshee was wailing on it. I had assumed he had not killed it because, well, there was a tech lap there, but Forge never got combat shields, so I guess PerseVerAnce succeeded. You just want to move your... There's no tank there. You can move that down there. That's fine. Nope. And now you are going to go into range of attack. No, he is not. Forge this time moving up. How many tanks does PerseVerAnce have? PerseVerAnce does in fact hold no tanks. Oh. Stems forward. His opponent does not know there are no tanks there, so it doesn't know he can quite easily hold that line, and forces his opponent back. Does decide to try and make his opponent turn around, and he does. PerseVerAnce taking that fourth. Is he even still building tanks? Yes, he is. He's building tanks again. But he's just got the one factory, and so does his opponent. His opponent has quite a few more tanks. Well, I'm going to have to go back in this replay because I'm not sure what happened here. Damn. There was some quiet times in these.
STALA1991 said Nazi mods free us.
What the fuck? I don't know if you guys heard that, but something on my machine decided to make a comment. PerseVerAnce moving in. There is a Viking there by Forge. 2 guards, but 1 is not enough to stop this. And PerseVerAnce manages to get his army down on the floor with his siege tank sieged up, and Forge's army is hindered from moving up by his own missile turret, meaning he can't get all of his firepower to shoot at PerseVerAnce, and PerseVerAnce manages to take down that command center and all of his tanks. Well, one of his tanks is going to go down. Yes, indeed it does. And he's still got 5 Marines left over and a tank. You may want to get the hell out of there. As he does, maybe provide some target practice for that Viking. No, that Viking, well, does shoot but doesn't kill anything. Very interested to see if that was something to do with my Discord. It was in fact not. Now it's Echo's time to move out, but he's going to get intercepted while in flight by these Marines, which is generally a very, very bad thing, as 3 medevacs filled with units do indeed get taken out, and one tank gets dropped. And PerseVerAnce just moves his Marines in there and does indeed take that out. While that's happening, there is a secondary line of attack as Forge tries to take down his command center.
STALA1991 said LUL.
Interesting. I should try and figure out what the fuck that is. PerseVerAnce doesn't move his command center back down, and these very overly stimped Marines will maybe be able to take it out. No, they will in fact get caught by very non-stimped Marines with quite a bit more hit points, as Forge tries to move in with these completely unsupported Marines once again, trying to take down these rocks so he can move in on this command center again. And PerseVerAnce doesn't in fact see this. Does manage to kill this command center, should be able to take down quite a few SCVs as well. Oh, but these tanks being dropped right there do decimate his Marines. And with that, we have 100 army supply for PerseVerAnce, and not even half of that for Forge. And this command center is still alive. Forge does have a tiny clump of Marines moving down here.
Warpig said Calder, we love you.
Alright, there's definitely something going on with the Discord, so I'm going to shut that down, because stream mode is
STALA1991 said free the plebs.
Free the plebs, thank you. What the flying fuck was that? That's interesting. Four Marines moving in to once again deny that third, and a drop here, but PerseVerAnce army is by far larger as he moves in, takes out the remaining army of his opponent, and now it is a base race which really PerseVerAnce shouldn't ever lose. There is 57 army supply with tanks and medevac supporting it. Moving into Forge's base, who does in fact manage to choke up his opponent quite nicely, where there's a lot less moving into his opponent's, into his base. You should be able to take care of this quite nicely. Oh, Forge even nice enough to move all his SCV through cannon fire as Perseverance kills. You want to kill every last one of those. So you want to get that last. There you go. So we can't go away and rebuild. Although Forge does move out with the command center. Whereas Perseverance? Does Perseverance still have SCVs? Nope. No, he does not. So Perseverance is going to have to win it on this push because his opponent can... No, he has an SCV, but he can't rebuild the command center. Whereas Perseverance has the money for a command center, but can in fact not build one. So it is the final stages of a base trade as we go building hunting. Terran versus Terran, both of them have the ability to fly. Therefore, both of them have the opportunity to do this sort of thing or this sort of thing, as two Vikings of his opponent, of Forge, do in fact move in on his floating buildings, which are in fact those are his last buildings, so you may want to kill those Vikings. Perseverance, I think you may want to kill those Vikings. These are your last two buildings, and you have no way of repairing them. If they catch fire, you, my friend, are fucked, and that is fire. And so is this. This is also fire. And this is your opponent with the command center, which is floating somewhere. You can't shoot it. I believe the correct status evaluation for you is that you are fucked, in fact. Unless Forge decides to bow out, which of course he could do. It would be a mistake. But he may think, oh, well, my opponent has this many Marines. And I have, in fact, 2 Marines. Does he have 2 Marines? No, he's got more. He's flying over there. But yeah, it's... this is Perseverance's last building. It is burning. And within however much time this is, it will burn down. And that Viking will indeed find it again to make this just a little bit quicker. Yeah, there we go. GG. Well played by both, and an interesting end.